Chris, this is my favorite time of the year. We got Missouri State High School boys and girls wrestling happening right now. Meanwhile, the Chiefs are getting closer to playing in their first Super Bowl in over 50 years. Many Mizzou students are looking forward to seeing these columns here behind me in person. And as of earlier today, that's still going to happen. Coach Minnie is excited for the trip, but he also looks forward to giving these athletes a little bit of a history lesson on the Hoosier Gym. Crews brought in over 40 things of shrubs today and over 100 bags of mulch to help improve the High Aspirations facility here. By now, you've seen this video. NFL stars sharing one voice.
To listen to your players.
You may have even seen Brendan Minter on national news. He's the NFL social media producer who went rogue and created the video.
I don't want to work for a company that is going to be silent. And if they're going to continue to be silent, I'm okay with losing my job.
The video happened because of what Minter, an NU graduate, did not see.
In 2015, we were dealing with the exact same thing that we are in 2020, and that's unacceptable.
He was on campus during the 2015 protest, working for the athletic department. He saw firsthand when the football team took a stand.
I think that did help me at least subconsciously recognize that this was absolutely the right thing to do, to move on it.
He first reached out to Saints receiver Michael Thomas, who invited a couple dozen other players, including Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes.
If someone like Patrick Mahomes, the Super Bowl MVP, is going to put his neck out on the line, we want to make sure that this message isn't getting construed. We want to trust the person producing it. And when Mike said, hey, it's this guy named Brendan, Patrick's team, having worked with me before, said, oh, great. Yeah, move forward with this.
The players' interest cemented Minter's resolve, which he showed in a last-minute meeting with NFL executives.
This is happening. I have buy-in from players, and no matter what anyone says, this video is being made.
And that's when
we, the National Football League,
this took form.
For not listening to NFL players earlier, and encourage all to speak out and peacefully protest.
Some say the NFL's message was a major shift. Something we only saw because of athletes willing to use their platform and an employee willing to lose his job. In Columbia, Mavrick Alexander, KMU 8 News. Running back Darwin Thompson says he looks forward to Patrick Mahomes' leadership on the offensive side of the ball. However, he's still in awe from taking handoffs from the NFL MVP.
I think I was in high school when he was in college, and once he got drafted, I graduated high school the next year. So to take handoffs from him, knowing that he's an MVP and just knowing what he did at this level at his second year, it's surreal.
Now here, Thompson looks to create his name.
My name before this really didn't mean anything. I got a chance to prove myself and prove my worth at this level. This is the beginning of the journey. It's a new identity I can create. I mean, they're only gonna remember me now from what I did in the NFL.
With given this opportunity at greatness, Thompson has not forgotten what has led him to this moment.
All my life has been family faith football. I mean, I got my grandparents, my mom, my dad. When I first fell in love with the game of football, to my first D1 touchdown, my last name, my brother and sister's name, and it's family faith football. I mean.
Reporting at Chiefs training camp in St. Joseph, Mavrick Alexander, KMBC 9 Sports. Battle High School. Their boys basketball team is known for their back-to-back-to-back district titles. Now they get a chance to showcase their talent in a historic gym.
They're just excited. Yeah, they're excited to go because I think a lot of the parents probably know more history about it than our kids do.
The team will be playing in Knightstown, Indiana, in this historic gym, the Hoosier Gym.
You know, I kind of joke, my guys know about all blue chips and Coach Carter, but do they know about the Hoosiers? So we're going to do a little history lesson before we go and enjoy our time.
And some of that history would be the 1986 film starring Gene Hackman and Dennis Hopper. Coach Minnie is excited for the trip, but he also looks forward to giving these athletes a little bit of a history lesson on the Hoosier Gym. Do you even know what gym you're playing in? You know anything about the movie?
Yes, it's a historical gym. There's a movie on it. I haven't watched the movie, but I've heard something about it.
Yeah, so I seen the movie a while ago, but I don't remember like that.
Even Coach Minnie's son is having trouble recalling the film. Do you know anything about that movie?
No, I don't. I'll watch it, though, before we go. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's just going to be a great experience for all of us. Just have fun down there and over Christmas break.
Despite some lots of knowledge of the film, the team looks forward to the trip.
A lot of fun. Even when we do lose, we still having fun. We put it behind us and get to work the next day.
I just want to culture the kids. I want them to see what's out there. You know, some of our kids haven't been out of Columbia a whole lot.
The game will take place on December 21st. That may be a bit too close to the holidays, but as long as this team has basketball, they have everything they need for the season ahead.
I don't know. We haven't really talked about when we was going to get back, but we playing basketball, so, I mean, it don't really matter.
Oh, come on. Got everybody in here.
Mavrick Alexander, KMU8 Sports. For some athletes, injuries sideline them from their careers. That is not the case with Kansas City native Mizzou wrestler Grant Leith.
Coming into college, you know, that's who I was, and then you have it taken from you. And it's like, this dude hasn't been on the mat for 3 years. Like,
Leith battled through a knee surgery before his freshman year. Then he had a disc replacement surgery in his neck. To top it off, he had another knee surgery in that same year. Once the 2018 season came around, Grant had not wrestled for 3 straight seasons.
I had so much to prove to everybody. And then, I don't know when, but at some point it like shifted that, nah, I'm doing this for me. And I think that is why, like, I had such a good season that year.
Grant All-Americaned after 3 years of injuries, a season that almost didn't happen.
I went and met with him and his family and just said, I think he should just maybe think about hanging it up. And, you know, he was thinking that over and he came back and said, I don't want to do that. I want to give this another try. I got to give it another try. And of course he does and goes on and becomes an All-American. So then it's like, hey, it's great again.
And then after that season, it all came crashing down again.
What had happened is I'd fallen asleep, and so it was a 2-lane highway and it was 60 miles an hour. Fell asleep, crossed onto oncoming traffic, and I hit a F-350 head on.
A car accident, where some say
probably should have been killed. And if you see his car, what it looked like, it was like insane.
Grant only had one thing on his mind.
This lady comes running over, panicked, like, lay down, you need to get on the ground. I was like, I'm fine, I need my phone, I need to call my mom. I was like dead set that I needed to talk to my mom, tell her what was going on, and then.
A call no parent ever wants to receive.
When the phone rang, I just got this, I don't even know how to describe it, it was just like this feeling in the pit of my stomach that I needed to answer this phone call. And it was Grant, and he said, his first words were, Mom, I've been in a car accident.
There she goes again.
So I knew he was talking, so I knew he was at least okay. And he started apologizing and saying how sorry he was, and I honestly thought at that point he was telling me goodbye.
Grant was lucky to walk away with scratches. But the accident had initiated a new injury that happened that summer at a tournament.
His leg flies, and it took my shoulder out, and I just felt like the loudest pop. Like, felt it, heard it, and...
Grant knew it was bad, but he was hopeful until the team doctor gave him the news.
And he just goes, dude, you have a 360-degree labral tear, you have a 320-degree rotator cuff tear. He's like, I've been doing shoulders for 20-some years. This is the worst shoulder I've ever seen. And I've lost it.
The adversity as a person to go through all that where you think you're going to have all these great things happen and it gets taken away for a year and then another year. Then you come back and the highs of becoming an All-American and then thinking, I'm the leader of this team now and this is going to happen, and the car wreck and then the shoulder and then another missed season. And here he is. But this year we're going to play it as smart as we can.
And through all the peaks and valleys, Grant reflects back on who he is doing this for.
Yeah, a lot of it is for me. I think the injuries and the adversity, I'm to the point where I want to prove it to myself that I can do this thing. Like, I know I set out to do it a long time ago, and I want to prove that, you know, I can do this. But at the same time, like, there is other people, my parents especially, like, my mom didn't want me to keep wrestling because she was scared, but I did. And obviously she wants me to do, you know, what I want to do. And my dad loves the sport, and he knows, like, the time and work I put in. And I think about, like, when I envision winning a national title, I think about running to them in the stands, like, straight to them, which is another thing that, like, pushes me.
Anyway, he deserves it. just from what he's persevered through, the hardships that he's battled through. He deserves it. So, yeah, we want him to win this for him. I mean, are we going to be proud? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's an understatement. But it ain't about us. It's about him.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Yes.
We're a little biased.
He deserves it. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Mavrick Alexander, KMU8 Sports.